If you guys are expecting Silk Song, that's not going to happen tonight. Because this is just me discussing my thoughts on the Direct. I'm MegamanNG and I welcome you to my thoughts on the Nintendo Direct for September 12th, 2025. It's more or less a summary, but I'm putting my own thoughts on it, so I hope you guys look forward to this as much as I have. After all, as of today, I just finished Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and you guys will be seeing the rest of it soon. Look forward to it. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. If you want to watch the Direct yourself, the link for it will be in the description. Anyway, the Direct kind of starts with Super Mario Bros. Basically, Nintendo, they're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. And it shows a lot of things, like gameplay, even concept art of the many Mario games. That's amazing. It really is. We also get to see Miyamoto talking about the series, along with the fact that September 13th is the 40th anniversary of the original first game's release in Japan. We also get some announcements regarding exhibits in the Nintendo Museum in Kyoto. There's even going to be a light show. And there's even Super Nintendo World is coming to Universal Studios Orlando. Nice. I am very impressed by that. Also, surprisingly, Nintendo will be supporting the Kyoto Marathon in 2026. So that's pretty good. We also get a look at the teaser trailer for the sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which is basically titled The Super Mario Galaxy Movie. I'm not showing the footage because that would get me copyright claimed. But what they will say is that the movie will be in theaters April 2026 and will also be the main event for the 40th anniversary. We also get to see the founder and president, Chris Meledandri, talking about the 40th anniversary for Mario, and everyone involved from the first movie will be returning to reprise their roles. I still need to watch the Mario movie so I can provide my thoughts. And with that, Miyamoto then showcases something I didn't really think we would see. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the Nintendo Switch. And their release dates is October 2nd, 2025. Here's the weird thing about this. Both games can be bought individually, or you get the $70 pack. I'm saying it here, Galaxy 1 and 2 are $40 each. And yet they were like $20 on the Wii U eShop, so why the hell are they charging double? Not to mention, if you want to get both, there's like a physical version. I have a version of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And that now feels even more meaningless. Also, Amiibo for it will be coming on April 2nd, 2026. We then get to see Yoshiaki Koizumi, who was the director of Mario Galaxy. He was talking about the game, and we also get to hear about the fact that both games will be adding Rosalina's story with new storybook pages. Not to mention, the storybook is going to be a real book. I'm not kidding. That's pretty awesome, and it's going to be coming out like pretty soon. Like maybe next year. Not to mention, both games will be compatible with Switch 2 with added benefits. The next one on the list is Mario Tennis Fever, which will be coming for the Switch 2. It introduced new maneuvers such as the slide, the dive, and we get Fever Rackets, which unlock Fever Shots. You have like 38 playable characters and with 30 Fever Rackets, meaning you'll have like so many combinations. They also show the game modes such as tournaments, trial towers, mix it up, as well as online modes such as casual and ranked. There's even going to be an adventure mode too, which will detail the story of how the Mario crew ended up as babies, and now they gotta find a way to get back to normal. The release date for it will be February 12th, 2026. Also, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is getting the Nintendo Switch 2 treatment. And there's going to be a mode called Meetup at Bellabelle Park. And that's mostly multiplayer co-op. But the Switch 2 version will have additional content. It's coming spring 2026, and I'd rather not want to mention that any further. Not to mention, Nintendo even made a talking flower. You know, those flowers from Mario Wonder. That's coming spring 2026 as well. We also get a new Yoshi game. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. And I like the story, I like the idea, but in addition to that, I mean, wow, this Yoshi game is going to be really interesting. It's going to be coming out in spring 2026 for Switch 2. And the first portion of it was basically all just to prep up for the 40th anniversary of Mario Brothers. Now, the Direct can truly start. Up first is Stormlancers, a 2D roguelike where you can just play in solo and couch co-op. Pretty nice. The release date, the game's out today. Next is Dinkum, which is basically a life sim game, and up to 4 players can play the game in online co-op. The game will be coming out as a timed exclusive on November 5th. Afterwards is a multiplayer-only game called Popucom. It's basically where color is the key to solving puzzles and taking bosses down. There's co-op in this because it's a multiplayer only, not to mention party mode up to 4 players. For the Switch, it's going to come out in the holidays. Next is Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. The direct detailed about it, such as character creation and how it works. It's essentially a slice of life. They even showed me news about the release date, and it's coming spring 2026. Next is Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and it's going to contain a whole lot, like arcade versions, console version, and handheld ports of all the classic Mortal Kombat games. They're even adding mythologies and, well, special forces. I swear, if Michael gets me to cover that, I'm going to be livid. Not to mention, there's also going to be added documentaries and interviews with the people behind the franchise. The release dates are as follows. For the digital version is October 30th. But since my best friend Michael pre-ordered it physically, that's coming out December 12th for Switch and Switch 2. We also get to see Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Yeah, it's basically Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch 2, and it also comes with the added story involving Yuffie, hence Remake Intergrade. Release date for that is January 22nd, 2026 for the Switch 2, and if you're wondering, physical is a game key. But after seeing it and finding out the file size, 87 gigs, I can honestly see why they did that, so this will be a bit of a justified. Next up, Linked, Banner of the Spark. It's an action roguelike game with sim elements. Basically, outside of missions, you just do like simulations like raising crops, etc. There's also online co-op as well as game share too. And on Switch 2, they add mouse controls, which is nice. The game's going to be out today for Switch and Switch 2. Next up is Hades 2, the sequel to the original Hades that focuses on Hades' daughter. I'm just referring as Pandora, but I don't really know. Now she's on a journey to save the world from the Titan of Time, Kronos. The release date will be September 25th for both the Switch and the Switch 2. Next, Kirby Air Riders is revealing amiibos. And these amiibos, like the Smash ones, they're special for this game as you can level up not only the rider, but also the ride as they play. Not to mention the amiibo can swap their riders, and levels are transferred. The release date, it will be on the same day as the game, November 20th. Not to mention, Satoru Iwata will have a second presentation, which will be coming soon. Up next, oh boy, this one's a good one. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This game is, I don't know if it's canon or anything, but it's actually going to be detailing the events of the imprisoning war that happened. Like, it was mentioned in Tears of the Kingdom, but now we get to finally see it happen. You get 2-player split-screen co-op, as well as there's game share. The release date is November 6th for the Switch 2. I swear, why do I feel like I missed out on the Switch 2, honestly? It's not like I don't have any money to begin with. I gotta save up to get a hard drive to store all my stuff. This one I am very excited for. Because if you remember, when I did my playthrough of Dragon Quest VI for the DS, I mentioned that the next game on the list is Dragon Quest VII. I was originally planning on doing the 3DS version. However, that plan has now changed. Do you want to know why? Because Square Enix decides to bring a reimagining to this game. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. A reimagining of DQ7 Fragments of the Forgotten Past. It's going to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 on February 5th, 2026. I will cover this game day one. And if you're also asking, I'm getting the Switch version because Switch 2 is a game key because Square Enix can be pretty lazy. I always get by physical copies. Game keys are bad. We also get some news on the Nintendo Today app as well as the Switch Online Plus expansion pack. And I never thought we would be seeing this. Seriously, the Virtual Boy. An old shame to Nintendo, but they finally decided to do it. They finally decide to bring the Virtual Boy for all Virtual Boy games. But here's the problem with this. They're going to be bringing a dedicated add-on for this. I mean, yeah, you need a dedicated add-on. It supports Switch 1 and supports Switch 2, but they're going to be bringing all 14 games on it. I only wish they had the option that instead of seeing red, so that way you guys don't get a seizure, change the color to like silver or something. Because if I end up doing a game like that, guess what? I only hope none of you guys get a seizure from it. The release date for it will be February 17th, 2026, and the accessory will be available in the future. Not to mention there's even going to be a cardboard model. I mean, seriously, a cardboard? Why do you need that? Next will be Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly. They're remaking the second Fatal Frame game. I did not think they would do it. It's coming to the Switch too. And I'm pretty intrigued. The release date for it will be early 2026. Next up is essentially not much, but there's just basically Nintendo Switch 2 versions of various games, such as One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, Overcooked 2, Stardew Valley, and Human Fall Flat. Power Wash Simulator is getting a sequel. I'm not kidding, it's actually getting a sequel. And it's going to have online co-op with up to 4 players and split screen with 2. So if you have friends and you want to enjoy cleaning up stuff, there you go. It's coming out this fall for the Switch 2. Not to mention that Suika game, we're getting a new one. Suika Game Planet. And the Switch 2 version can be played locally with GameShare up to 3 players. It's coming out this winter. And the next one. Finally! God damn, finally! They finally released a release date for this game. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. But why do I have a feeling that this is now becoming a trend? Because in the trailer, they show Samus on a freaking motorcycle. And she also gets a new suit with new abilities. And wow, the new suit, I love it. It's amazing. Not to mention, we get to see the return of a bounty hunter I never thought we'd see. Do you remember my playthrough of Metroid Prime Hunters? Well, guess what? One of them finally decides to make a return. Sylux. The release date for it has been confirmed. December 4th. We're also getting like a book. It's a visual retrospective of the original Prime 3 trilogy, and that's coming out October 28th. Amiibo for it will be coming out on November 6th, and for the Sylux one, December 4th. Now, when the hell are you guys going to give us the remasters for Prime 2 and 3? And the next one, I don't have a Switch 2 yet. I still don't. And yet I want a giveaway to get Donkey Kong Bonanza. Guess what? It's getting paid DLC. DK Island and Emerald Rush. DK Island just gives us a new place to explore, which feels familiar, DK Island. But Emerald Rush, on the other hand, is actually interesting. It's basically, you're working for Void Kong, and if you've beaten the game already, this is available. You're collecting ore in a time limit. Not to mention, you get fossils and you get perks from it. The DLC comes out today, plus a demo for Bonanza at $20. Now we're on the Pokemon side of things with Pokemon Pocopia. Basically a simulation game where you play as a Ditto, and you essentially create the world you live in with the Pokemon you encounter. That's coming out next year. Pokemon Legends Zeta A Switch 2 Edition. It shows off the game, and yes, the Kalos starters are finally got Mega Evolutions. We've already seen Mega Myanmar. We've also seen Mega Victory Bell, Mega Dragonite. But now we're getting new ones. Mega Delphox, Mega Chestnut, and Mega Greninja. And they're adding paid DLC. I'm not kidding. This game's getting DLC along with the game. Seriously? And it's known as Mega Dimension. But it also reveals 2 brand new Mega Evolutions. Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y. Sound familiar? Well, it's the same thing with Charizard and Mewtwo. They have X and Y variations. I wonder if this means if they're going to have like different types. The release date is going to be October 16, and I'm getting the Nintendo Switch 2 edition because it's essentially the Switch 1 version plus the Switch 2 upgrade. We also get to see Danganronpa 2X2, which is essentially the game Danganronpa 2, but they've also added an added story which really changes things up. Not to mention different outcomes. And it's going to be coming for the Switch and Switch 2 in 2026. Dynasty Warriors Origins is also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And they're adding paid DLC with new story content. That's coming January 22nd of next year. We also get to see Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection, a new story set in a new world with new monsters to work with. The release date for that for Switch 2 is March 13th. Not to mention that we're near the end, so we get a montage of upcoming titles, such as 2 Point Museum, Disgaea 7 Complete, EA Sports FC 26, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, which I'm gonna cover, by the way, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage, okay, that's a first, Lego Voyagers, Little Nightmares 3, and Persona 3 Reload. And speaking of Persona 3 Reload, I gotta ask, is it necessary? Seriously, I just want to know if it is. Because they made it a physical game key card. They could have just made like a physical game. I mean, why? I don't know. The Direct's near its end, and we get like 2 final presentations. The first is Resident Evil 9 Requiem, which focuses on the daughter of Alicia Ashcroft from Resident Evil. Not Survivor, not Operation Raccoon City, but I'm trying to remember what that Resident Evil game was. Outbreak. Yeah. Not to mention that in addition to Resident Evil 9, which is coming out in February 27th, Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2 on the same day. And last but not least, the Direct ends with a new entry in the Fire Emblem series. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. It's set in a new world and centers on various characters with their reasons to fight. I'm actually intrigued, but what intrigues me even more is that the ending reveals Sothis, which basically means that this shares a connection to the world of Three Houses. The release date for it is 2026. I'm hoping we get more information so I can learn what's really going on. And I don't know if this was mentioned in the Direct. It wasn't, but I'm just going to say it here. Mega Man Star Force is getting the Legacy Collection treatment. I'm not kidding. We're getting it next year. You guys know I've already done many Legacy Collections so far. Mega Man, Mega Man X, Battle Network, and I believe the Zero ZX. Now, we're moving on to Star Force. But here's the thing. Star Force consists of 3 games, but each of the games have more than one version. The first Star Force has 3, Leo, Pegasus, and Dragon. Star Force 2 has 2 versions, Berserker/Ninja and Saurian/Ninja. Essentially, each version lets you play the game twice. And the third and last one, Star Force 3, has 2 versions, Black Ace and Red Joker. When this collection nears its release, I'm going to be putting up a poll. And you guys are going to vote on which versions do you want me to cover, because I'm only covering one version. I'm not covering everything. Now, the only thing that's missing, can the Legends Collection get some treatment, please? Can we get a Legends Collection, for God's sake? Because I really want to see that happen. That's pretty much it for the Nintendo Direct. I hope to hear your thoughts on the matter. What do you guys think of the Direct? The link in the Direct will be in the description below. But this will mean that I'm going to have to make some really tough choices. Seriously, they just threw everything for a loop. Because I may just have to scrap some and just basically prepare. Because come October, I'm probably going to be doing both games. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. It's going to be utter hell. But I hope you all enjoyed all the same. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. And if you have any comments, let me know. Let me know what you thought of the Direct. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I will see you then. The schedule will resume tomorrow, so look forward to more Silksong. And I will be covering more Silksong since I got Art of Vengeance finished. Completely 100%. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out.